Hey, kia ora, Helen, Brahms here, coming live from Sun City in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic sparkling Friday. Were they jazz hands? Sparkle fingers. I don't know. It's Fun Friday. What can I say? I got a little nutty on Fridays. I hope you're all having a super fantastic sparkling day. It has been a very quiet day here in Sun City. It's been just one of those flowing, I call it a flowing Friday. And that's, this morning we picked out of the thing to create, cook something new, which is going to be fun because I've got the air fryer and I love figuring out new things to cook. I like experimenting in the kitchen. So now that I actually have something that I can cook and bake and rotisserie, what am I going to do in it? I can air fry, bake, roast, rotisserie, reheat, and dehydrate in it. So I thought, oh, what could I try in there? Then I'm looking where my fruit is, and I got some kiwi fruit and bananas. I thought maybe I could try dehydrating those. And then I have some cheese in the fridge, and I thought maybe I could grate that and see if I could make like those little cheese snack chip things. So it's going to be a weekend of exploration. Since I only have 2 calls scheduled this weekend, one on Saturday, one on Sunday, I thought I can experiment in my kitchen. I just did a grocery shop. I can go experiment. Yay! So it's been a very flowy Friday today. It's been full of fun. In fact, I just realized I haven't even opened my laptop today. And usually I have my laptop open with the music playing, and I haven't done that today. But we had a really nice, just a nice flowing morning. Got to meet a new genealogy client, which was rather fun. It's going to be a fun one to research. And then when it was time for lunch, I had an hour. I have an hour break between when I finish my morning work and when I start on the chat. And I thought, I'm just going to go take a power nap, because Friday is sort of the wind down the day, and sometimes towards the end of the day on Fridays, I'm sitting here and I'm typing and my head's going, and then I look up and read what I typed and I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? Wipe all that. So I just thought, I'm just going to go take a quick 30-minute nap. And so I did that, and 30 minutes napping, prep lunch, have lunch, go on the chat. It was easy, just like that. And so I went and laid down, had a snooze, and asked if she wanted to come. So she came and joined me. So we just took a little 30-minute power nap, and it was awesome. I loved that. So like I said, very flowy Friday, and the chat did not go crazy today. Like sometimes you have bing, 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 bing. And it didn't do that today, which was kind of nice because I got to have some fun doing something else that I was asked if I would do, and I said quite happily. I got given a little short project to do, and I had a lot of fun playing with that project, doing that project. It was a lot of fun. So it's just been a really nice Friday, and the wind got up, so we had to pull the awning in, which is a bit of a bummer because the sun's now like streaming in all the windows and everything, and Zeffie's laying on her bed on the dash, half in the sun, half in the shade, because of the angle of the sun and that sort of thing. So she'll come over here shortly to get her head scratched. She'll say, come on, time for a walk. You're done your live. Let's go for a walk. She's listening. She is. But I find it very interesting that some things she will hook onto very quickly. Like you just say one phrase once and she starts doing it. You say phrases over and over and over and over and over and over and over again several times a day, and she don't get it. Either that or she gets it and just don't want to do it. She gets in the I don't want to stage. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But like if I'm getting dressed in the morning, or we're going out during the day, or for our evening walk, we're going for our morning walk or evening walk or any walk in between, I always put my shoes on. And so I always tell her to go and get my shoes, go get mummy's shoes. And she just stands there and looks at me, and I'll point out the door, say, go get mummy's shoes. And so she'll run down the end of the RV, because if I'm in the bedroom getting dressed, and she sits on the engine hump and sits there. And I come out and I go, well, where are my shoes? And she looks at where I keep them, which is under the passenger seat. And then she looks at me. Instead of say, well, they're there. Now what? So I am like pretty sure she understands. She just doesn't want to do it. Because for how long I have been trying to train her to bring me my shoes. And she doesn't even go under the seat at all, unless her ball goes under there. But she'll just sit there next to it and just look at it. When I tell her to get my shirt, she'll just sit there and look at it. So maybe it's probably clicked, but she's probably in the I don't wanna. Who knows? I mean, other things like, Zeffie Patrol, she did straight away. Zeffie, the windows are crying. Straight out, she was on the dashboard. Buckle up. Boom, she was there next to me, waiting for me to hook up her harness to her safety lead. And just simple things like that. And I go, Mummy, shoes? And she just looks at me like, yeah, I'm getting those. So we'll keep going on that one. And your tell a story question of the day is, what was your favorite cartoon growing up? Had some interesting ones. I've had people private messaging me talking about Roadrunner, or was one of their favorites. What was the other one? Woody Woodpecker came up once or twice in private messages. Who else did I get today? Dexter. Oh, that's more of an adult one. They say I liked all of those classics when I was a kid, but I'm, now as an adult likes Dexter, and I'm like, Dexter, what's that? And so she described it to me. I said, oh, okay. And what else was there? I think that was it that came up. Oh, Tom and Jerry came up as well. Yeah, that was the other one. So, and there's a few that I thought people would be like all over, and nobody has mentioned them, and I'm not going to mention them. I want to see if they show up. But anyway, so in the comments below, let us know what fun plans you have for the weekend. What are you getting up to? What are you going to be doing? That's fun. And if it's not fun, if you can make it fun, make it fun. Like if you got to do housework, you know what I do with housework? Put the tunes on and dance my way around the RV while I vacuum and sweep and dust. And my dishes are all caught up, so I just got to put them away. As I clean around the RV, I've got the music playing, so you can dance your way through the music. It's a great workout while you do things you don't. Mind you, most people don't want to exercise anyway, and they don't want to do housework, so that probably wouldn't work. Figure it out. Just if you find a way to have fun. That's what I'm saying. Find a way. And this might sound really bad, but even at funerals, you can find ways to have fun. And that is when you share the memories of the loved one that has passed. You share the funny stories, and it's okay to laugh. It really is. It's okay to laugh, because it means that you love that person enough that you're able to share those funny stories, and you're still able to carry on in life and laugh. I know it's not easy when a loved one passes, but if you have to go to a funeral this weekend, share stories about the person. And if you knew them, share some funny stories. Help everybody, because when you share really good stories at a funeral about the person who has passed, and you especially share the funny ones, that's like a tribute, a celebration of that person's life. I understand some people just go to funerals and they're just sort of like shut down. I still remember Brad's funeral. That's one of the few things that stick out during that first 3 months after he passed. I do remember his funeral. I remember all the people that turned out for his funeral were just amazing people, and I was so grateful to have them there. And then afterwards, we're back at the house, and we just, we share, people who knew Brad were sharing stories about him. And to me, that was a great way to honor Brad, because that's the type of person he was. Even though he was the quiet person who's, the wallflower half the time, once you got to know him, and you got to meet his corny sense of humor. And corny it was. There were times he would tell jokes and the boys would be like, Dad, really? Or Dad, that was really bad, yet they're still laughing. which made it even funnier, was their reaction. I mean, the joke was corny, and I'd laugh anyway because it was funny, even though it was corny. And the boys would be like, Dad, really? That wasn't even that funny, yet they're laughing, which makes their reaction make it even funnier, if you can understand that. So, we got to share some stories about him and share some laughs and that sort of thing as well. So to me, it was a way of honoring Brad and who he was, being able to share the stories that we had of him with each other. So those that didn't know Brad very well got to know him a little better as well. So there was, I find sharing stories about the person who has passed, especially if I'm somebody who just kind of knew the person, but I'm going there to support. Like it could be, say somebody's husband passed and I'm friends with the wife. I'm going along to support the wife, but I may not have known the husband very well. But through the chatting with people afterwards, you get to hear more about that person and the type of person that they were. And you may have known them only in one capacity. It could be a workmate who's passed and you're at their funeral, and you know them from the work perspective, but you don't know them from the out of the office perspective. And you get to hear about that and see the person that hear about the person that they were and how they will be remembered. And I love that. To me, that's fun to learn about people. Yes, I get to know some people after they've passed, but I think it's a fun way to celebrate a person's life, and to honor them and their memories. So if you are going to a funeral this weekend, find a way to have fun with it, with sharing stories that you know about the person. Whether they're funny, keep it clean, unless, of course, you're in an audience where clean is option, is not an option. But keep it light. Try and keep it lighthearted, because sharing the stories about the person that you knew, or even asking people about the person who passed so you get to know them better, it is a great way to help people celebrate a person's life. So go out and have fun this weekend. Whatever you're doing, make it fun in some way, shape, or form. And also let us know what fun plans you have for the weekend. Let us know some of your favorite cartoons. What were some of your favorite cartoons growing up? I always like asking that. I like asking questions. It's always interesting to see people's responses. But anyway, that's it from us for this week. So go have a super fantastic, sparkling day, evening tonight, and we will catch you back here bright and early tomorrow morning for Shake It Up Saturday. Brain's a little fried right now. Anyway, I'm out of here. Go have a super fantastic, sparkling evening. Hei konera.